Welcome to day 364 of the New Way. I'll reread Luke 24:50 through 53. When he had led them out to the vicinity of Bethany, he lifted up his hands and blessed them. While he was blessing them, he left them and was taken up into heaven. Then they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy, and they stayed continually at the temple, praising God. 40 days after his resurrection, Jesus ascended back into heaven. We're told by Luke that the disciples waited in Jerusalem for Jesus to send the Holy Spirit to guide them. They spent their time in the temple praising God. 10 days later, Jesus kept his promise and sent the Holy Spirit to all the disciples and followers of Jesus. When the Holy Spirit filled each follower, that follower was able to speak to the people around him or her in their own language, even though they were from many different countries. They told them about Jesus and told them how they could invite Jesus into their lives too. Peter stood up in the crowds that came to see what was happening and preached a powerful sermon. Look at the result of the Holy Spirit coming and giving them this ability and power. I'll read Acts 2:41. Those who accepted his message were baptized, and about 3,000 were added to their number that day. And that was the beginning of the first church made up of followers of Jesus. As these people from many nations traveled back to their own countries, they spread the good news. Luke, as I mentioned earlier, wrote a second book describing many of the things that happened as a result of the Holy Spirit leading these followers of Jesus. It's called Acts. I hope you'll decide to read it soon. And I mentioned it before, but it's an astounding fact that in 380 AD, Christianity was declared to be the official religion of the Roman Empire. Jesus said it would spread like wildfire, and it did. If you decide to follow Jesus, you are in great company. You are promised an abundant life, filled with peace, love, and joy, although it may at times include troubles and sorrow and pain and persecution. But your future in heaven is guaranteed for all eternity. I hope, if you haven't already, that you'll make that decision today. In his service, Dale.